Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. It is your girl, Miss Honey, here to do quick review for Married to Medicine. It's an okay episode. This is season 6, as you guys know. I think this is episode 6. Battle Down South, which it's a weird name. There wasn't really any battles. Um, uh, it's just episode 6 or 7, and the couples are already going on a trip. It's Cecil and Simone's 23rd anniversary. You guys know where they've come from, so this is an important trip. At the same time, Cecil and Simone are in a really, really great place. They're one of the few couples that just crack each other up. Cecil is, slick, corny, and it cracks Simone up. Simone is shady, corny, and it cracks Cecil up. So, I'm enjoying Cecil and Simone this season. We get to see Cecil and Simone and their oldest son, I think, go over to Toya. Toya is showing her house and she's having them over for dinner. I personally would not have formally invited people to my home to sit down and eat if I didn't have it furnished and ready. That's just me. They had some furniture in the larger parts of the house. They didn't have a lot of furniture. It's a big home. To me, there's a lot of wall space. There's a lot of height. I think he said there was 25-foot ceilings. It's a 9,000 square foot home. It's the two of them and their two boys. I don't know. It's a beautiful home. It is. And I'm not saying you should fill it up with a ton of kids. I just think it's like a museum to me, and maybe I need to see furniture. Maybe I need to see tapestries on the wall, beautiful pieces of art. There's such an echo. There's it looks like marble or marble-like floors and countertops. There's edges, and it just, I don't know. Like I said, maybe I need to see it decorated. It seems more like a museum than a home to me. And maybe I'm just a simpler type individual. I think Cynthia Bailey has a big home. It's a beautiful home. It seems very comfortable, very lived in. You can sit down on a sofa, watch a little TV, cat nap. Everybody sit in the living room and chit chat and talk, and it seems more home like. Maybe it's the 25-foot ceilings. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. And then they cooked out. Eugene cooked out on the grill. And they had a lot of food. It looked like a lot of food. I don't know how much the kids eat. I don't know if she was planning for the next day. But it looked like the grill was full of food. Different kinds of meat and crab legs. It wasn't like they were having 6 people or 8 people. It was just the 4 of them and the 3 kids, and the her children are smaller children. They can't eat that much. They had everything on the table with the foil and the pans. Like, it just, I don't know. They're good friends, so it doesn't have to be all fancy. I don't know. It just seems like they're kind of, they must be really doing well financially right now. It just seems like they're kind of over the top with it. You know what I mean? Like extra just to be extra. I don't know. Anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all get what I'm saying about the house kind of feeling like a museum to me? And doesn't it seem like Toya and Eugene are a little extra with it right now? Like, I don't know. Anyway, I didn't get her closet either. I didn't get the 2-story closet. I don't really get fashionista from her. I'm happy for her and Eugene. I really, really am. But it just doesn't seem like the lavishness it is useful for them. It doesn't seem purposeful. Anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all good at helping me down below. Y'all please tell me what y'all think about this house and all this cooking and everything. Anyway, they talk about the fact that Simone and Cecil are back now, planning a couples trip. They're going to Cabo San Lucas. I'm going to Los Cabos. And of course, Toya wants to know if she's inviting everybody. Yes, I'm inviting everybody, including Quad. Although she had feelings about Quad last season, which Mariah insisted on pointing out at the book launch, Jackie's book launch. She's cool with Quad now, Simone is, and she thinks she handled herself very well on that trip. And she thinks that there's something she can learn. Now, Toya seems to be pushing against Quad going, her and Eugene, and it does kind of seem like they're this united front. Now, I can understand Toya and Mariah are friends. I think they have been developing and building this friendship / alliance for the last couple of seasons. You're kind of seeing them take up for each other a little bit more. Toya seems a little bit more like one of Mariah's mouthpieces, because later on when Mariah makes the comment to Simone that she had a problem with Quad last trip, it was right along the lines of Toya telling Simone to stop calling it a couples trip. And so they kind of seem like they're tag teaming Quad, Toya and Mariah, right? But it's okay, because Miss Quad playing her position. She really is. She playing her position well. She's gonna pick the hill she gonna die on. Okay, she really don't want to get involved with Mariah. She got to film with Mariah. She got to deal with Mariah. It's fine. I think there was a point in time where Mariah and Quad could have rectified it. I think too many ugly, hateful things have gone on, and now Mariah is like the guy Quad dated in high school. Like, she just not into her anymore. She's not interested. She don't care. She don't feel no type of way about her. And Mariah really doesn't have anybody to thank for that but herself. Because when they first fell out, Mariah really wanted to be back friends with her. But she couldn't pull herself together enough to suck it up and show Quad the respect she needed to feel like she was a viable part of the friendship, instead of just somebody to kowtow to Mariah. And that's bottom line. That's bottom line. It kind of low-key bugs me that she brings Lake everywhere she goes. Mariah does, including to Jackie's book launch. But anyway, like I said, Toya had an issue with Simone bringing. Simone was adamant about the fact that she thought that she could learn. Cecil came alongside her and said that he wanted her there too, that they're good friends of the family, and they feel like she brings something, she can add something, and she can learn something from going on the trip with them. Now, while I disagree, I feel like I wouldn't want to go with a bunch of couples. Quad seems cool with it. She got to make that paycheck. She gonna make the best of it as long as she carry herself well. So far, she does. We're gonna talk about it. Contessa and Scott go to a therapist, and this really, really gave me a little anxiety. The whole thing, this situation that's going on with Scott and Contessa, gives me a bit of anxiety. I want the best for Scott and Contessa. They are one of my favorite couples on this show and in the franchise period. This is one of the few shows where we get to see the husbands, snippets of them on their job, doing their business with the family, with the kids, with the wives, going places together. And I just want the couples to stay together. I feel like Quad and Dr. Gregory's divorce was hard on the viewers. You know what I mean? Like, it was rough for us. Even though it was entertaining, we got clicks and views, just watching it all play out. Still, you can feel the loss of Dr. Gregory in the group. You can feel it. It's clear that there is someone missing. So, contestant Scott go to therapy, and she asks him in the parking lot if he was going to turn his phone off, and he says yes. They don't get 3 sentences in after they introduce themselves and have a seat with the therapist when his phone rings. And it just so happens to be a call that he's got to take Dr. Metcalf. Now, I was like, now who is that calling you? That you can't, you know. It was he steps out. She takes the opportunity to talk to the therapist about it, and the therapist is like, And so when he comes back in, she addresses the issue the therapist does in a very creative, therapy-like way. And finally, Contessa says that she feels like first of all, she said hierarchy. I was like, Contessa, you trying to be the Surgeon General and you don't know his hierarchy? It was weird. Maybe it's a slip of the tongue. I don't know. Sometimes when people from southern places, they no matter how educated they are, they tend to say things a little bit weird. Maybe that's what it is. Is Contessa from a southern place? I thought she was from Tennessee, a Tennessee area. Anyway, she starts crying, and he says in a confession he thought they needed a quick tune-up, but he realizes they need major engine repair. He does express how he did agree that she would go. He had no idea that it was going to be that challenging to take on the role that he was taking. I think it's a good point. I don't think Contessa is hearing that point. I don't think she values what he's saying. He just had to jump right in. And it's not as easy for dads as it is for moms. It's no excuse, but same thing with her. She's got things he's got to understand, and he's got things she's got to understand. They seem like they Gucci with it, but as we go on through this episode, we realize just how disconnected Scott and Contessa are. And we're going to talk about it a little bit more when we get to Cabo San Lucas. Let's talk about Jackie. Jackie's got a book coming out called Queen Bee, and she's doing a launch. She calls Quad because Quad, I think, to get Quad's event planner or Quad's ideas. I don't think it was Quad's ideas. It was probably her ideas and Quad's event planner, because Quad's book launch was so much more festive. It was so much more intimate. Jackie's everything Jackie does is really about hearing her speak. I don't know why she doesn't just make this decision that she wants to be a public speaker or a life coach. She wants to be heard. She wants to I think she wants to be admired. She wants to be considered an expert, wise. It's hard for me to explain. It's hard for me to explain my feeling. I can't. Maybe because it's almost 12 o'clock at night. Jackie wants to be heard. That's she wants everybody to come to the book launch. She wants them to wear vaginal pink. She's saying vaginal pink Even with Quad said that she thinks that her lady parts are brown, and Jackie wants to clear that up. That's your labia. We got to teach these ladies about their body. The fact of the matter is, she probably was expressing a little bit of uncomfortableness, which I guess is Jackie's point about writing the book, is that we have to be a little bit more confident and open about, the honey pot, the lady bits. It's a beautiful cover. It's a nice concept. It's set up like a talk show. The ladies are all standing there while this one person who's very, very Manetta Shaw. She's big on YouTube. I think she's like a public speaker and that type of thing, like a motivational speaker. And she asks Jackie a question, and Jackie kind of takes it from there. It's not like a Q&A type of situation. It's just about Jackie bringing everybody together to hear what she has to say. And in this moment where she's talking about how she 14 years earlier had found out about cancer, Simone leans up to Toya and says, "It was my birthday. She found out on my birthday." And Toya was like, "Okay, we're trying to listen. It seems like a sensitive subject." She's told it quite a few times. And then later on, after everything was said and done, Simone was talking to Heavenly, and Heavenly was kind of big up in Jackie. And basically, Simone was saying, yeah, she's accomplishing all of these things, but she should be spending time with her family, with her husband, right? Okay, that's fine. So Jackie gives her speech, and she talks about how the cancer, 2 bouts of cancer, robbed her of her opportunity to have children. And it was kind of like Buffy, in that Buffy is infertile. And you could have heard a pin drop. It was the most inappropriate, awkward thing that she could have said. And like Scott, I don't think it was purposely malicious. I think it was subconscious. I think subconsciously she was lashing out at Buffy. I don't know if it's because Buffy too is successful, or if it's because it appears that Simone and Buffy are getting fairly close. I don't know if it was to bring Buffy down a peg or two, but there was something that was super passive aggressive and subconsciously shady about what Jackie said and what she did, especially being a doctor. At the same time, later on when they're in the group, after everything is broken up and they're back to mingling, she's telling Quad about it. She's telling Quad about her bouts of infertility. And of course they do the confessional where her and her husband talk about how difficult it was and all that they went through. Everybody is asking, including Lake. He is really, really trying to get Lake is really trying to get people kind of riled up about what was said. Now, it wasn't said about you, and you ain't even got to be in it, but you on camera several times being loud, acting like Lucy, the mama. She looking and acting more and more like Lucy every day. I don't understand why Lake got to go everywhere with Mariah. It's like she expect there to be a fight everywhere she go, and she want to always have a little somebody who gonna have her back there. That's what it seemed like to me. So, at the same time, it kind of seemed like Buffy does talk about it quite a bit, or she doesn't mind talking about it. Now, in this situation, I guess she was kind of forced to talk about it, but she was so easy breezy about it with Quad. I was just like, well, maybe that's why Jackie did it. Maybe Jackie said it because she talked about it with everybody. But being a doctor, Jackie should have known better. That's my opinion. Being a doctor, she should have known better, and being around these girls as much as she is, she should have known better. It was super super inappropriate. It was hurtful, and it was kind of like taking a dig at her. It was kind of like taking a shot, putting a spotlight on something she considers to be a painful flaw. And Jackie needs to acknowledge that. I'm sorry. Whatever your intentions, you feel like your intentions were or were not, you should acknowledge that you hurt that lady and it wasn't right. Um, the guys try to get Curtis to accept some accolade for where Jackie is. He works hard alongside her and helping her. Um, but So everybody is going on the trip. It's decided. Aiden and Mariah go. They get on the plane. Before we leave the airport in Atlanta, we see more um, disconnectedness with Scott and Contessa now. She got TSA fast tracking. He does not. So he has to stand in line with everybody else. She's gone through fast tracking and she with everybody else chilling out, and he back in the line. Now when he walk up, he on the phone. I said to myself, you better watch that phone, girl. You best watch that phone. You think because he a doctor, he always on the phone and talking medical business. But you best to watch that phone. You left your dude in line all that time. He got time to talk to whoever he want to on that phone. And I'm not saying you got to watch your man like a hawk. All I'm saying is y'all got trouble. Y'all got trouble in y'all marriage. Last thing y'all need to be is apart. Seriously. She clearly wants more intimacy. I think they not sleeping together at all. He asked her if she gonna initiate when they get to Cabo San Lucas. She leave him in the line by himself to come through. And when he come through, everybody was kind of giving her grief about it. When he come through, she was like, see, he fine. Not the point, Contessa. Not the point at all. Then later on, everybody get to the island. Simone and Cecil let them know they've got a small boutique hotel on the beach, all just for them. There's a penthouse suite. The couple that wins this dance contest, impromptu dance contest. This is one of the things that makes this show fun, is they do little fun, corny things. We'll get the penthouse, right? So the only couples that participated was Buffy and the Bear. Let me just say that Buffy can't dance, but she still is slightly moderately ashamed of her Caucasian husband because he really, really can't dance. Mariah and Aiden do not participate. And I think it was a misstep on Mariah and Aiden's part. Aiden can't dance and Mariah is clearly ashamed of that. But at the same time, everybody finds Aiden's dancing amusing and he goes all in. And that's really what this competition kind of required. Not for you to be the best dancer, but to have the most fun with it. And she could have came right alongside that. It's crazy because Mariah has like a little IG type show that she does. I don't know if it's just on IG, called Destination Diva. They went to Singapore for her birthday and she kind of vlogged the whole thing. It was so good. It was so fun. It was well shot, and all of the moments where they were eating dinner together and holding hands and sitting on the gondola rides and just being really affectionate and close, and it doesn't come across in this show. So I get kind of torn with Mariah for that reason. I really like her outside of the show. On the show, I just don't care for how she carries herself. Even with that whole Buffy situation, she makes a comment in the confessional where she says that first she tried to lie on me or keep a lie going on me, and now she tells Buffy's business. Like, why does it always have to come through you to be important, Mariah? Anyway, so they don't participate. Jackie and Curtis don't participate. Now, let's talk about Jackie and Curtis. I think that Curtis loves Jackie. I really do. I think he respects Jackie's ambition and her tenacity and her entrepreneurial spirit and her go get 'em and always confident, upbeat, and physically fit and healthy. I think he loves and respects all those things. I don't think he finds any of them to be sexy or to be attractive. And I think he tells her all the time, and she does not see it. She doesn't see it. She doesn't necessarily have the capacity to see it. Even if she did see it, she doesn't have that something that is sexy or beguiling. I just don't think he finds her attractive. He just went ahead and put the kibosh on that dancing, and she looked so disappointed. He didn't want to dance with you, girl. He didn't even want to slow dance with you. It's you can just tell that Curtis is he's complacent. It's only a matter of time before he cheats again. I'm just saying it. It's only a matter of time before he cheats again, and this time he'll probably try to do it a little bit better, but I just don't think he finds anything sexy or attractive about his wife at all. There, I said it. Eugene and Toya don't dance. I think it's mostly because Eugene is fat again, fatter, and Toya is fat and weird, and you know, they rather sit there and talk about the others than to get out there and do it for themselves. Um, so who does participate? Scott and Contessa. They were so separate. They were so disconnected. She gets out there and goes to dancing, and I guess instead of him following her lead, he had made up in his mind that he was going to do his own dance, which include the worm and break dancing. And he's not as quick. He's not as fast. On the ground doing the worm, and you can just see the little small part of her dress, like she wasn't even in frame. At first, when Heavenly and Daddy won, I didn't understand. I felt like Scott did way more than Damon did, but Damon and Heavenly danced together. They stayed in frame together. Scott and Contessa was so separate. He was over here doing the worm, and she was just doing the step, side to side. Disconnected. It gives me a little anxiety. So Heavenly and Damon participated. They won. He tried to get on his head and do this like spin, this breakdancing spin. I was like, oh, he's gonna snap his own neck. So that really is the whole episode. Y'all tell me what you think about what I was saying about Scott and Contessa being disconnected. What do you guys think about Jackie and Curtis? When they take these trips, it really kind of gives you a little bit more perspective into how the energy and the chemistry of the couples really are. When Scott and Contessa and went on this last trip, they were a lot more affectionate, a lot more close. I will say this, I'm super proud of Quad because Quad minded her business. She there to vacate or vacay, and she there to spectate. Now, somebody, I don't know if it was Heavenly or Simone, tried to get her to get up and dance, and she was smart enough not to do it. Ain't no single woman got no business dancing and gyrating by herself in front of other people's husbands. That would have just caused all of the ladies, Mariah and Toya especially, to lash out against her and make her a target. She was smart. She took that spoonful of food like the hell I will. You must think I'm stupid. Okay. Very, very smart, Quad. Don't let them get you off your game. I know you see where they coming with this. And I appreciate what she was saying about, I forget the saying that she said about, basically them being haters and her rising above it. Y'all tell me if y'all remember, put it down below. But that's pretty much the episode, you guys. Y'all tell me what y'all think. What y'all think about Toya and them house? You get what I'm saying? Is it gonna get better? Is it gonna seem more homely with furniture? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about it. They never did address the fact that Jackie embarrassed Buffy. Nobody addressed it. They tried to get it to be scuttlebutt, but they didn't bring it up in the group. They gonna bring it up later on the trip. But still, it was weird because had the tables been different or they had been different people, they would have discussed it right there at the book launch. It would have been something for real. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this episode. Put it down below. And until next time, honeybees, mwah, 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 I'll holla.